Go.
Gentlemen, please listen, take a heed. This is democracy manifest, that's the creed. I've done nothing wrong, can you not see? What is the charge you've laid on me? This bloke right here, he's done me wrong. Got me on the penis, stood there strong. Why did you go and do this deed? Is there a reason I need to heed? Eating a meal, a succulent feast. This is my crime, oh what a beast. Why do you charge me for what I feel? Is it wrong to enjoy a Chinese meal?
It looks like we're
ladies and gentlemen of the internet. What happened?
I don't know. Fucking my internet seized up for just a second. I was gonna say, welcome to the shit show, everybody. It looks like it's just recording, so we're not live.
Yeah.
So intro.
Oh my God.
Intro. Cough it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Succulent Chinese podcast. As always, I am one of your hosts. I am the ring announcer for Atlantic All-Star Wrestling. I am the frontman of Distorted Mind, the guitarist and songwriter of Goddamn Zombie. I am the author of Spooky Squirrel Stories. I am the guy that is introducing Brent Irwin.
Hooray! Not only is this Succulent Chinese podcast, that was sucky fucking opening.
I mean, your internet seized up.
Yeah,
I'm
on the far end of the house in my office, and sometimes my internet's great right here, and sometimes it's not. And right now, it's one of those times where it's not. I need to see what I can do about trying to move the Eero router to the other side of the fucking bathroom.
Well, can't you get one of those like signal extenders that you'd plug into somewhere in that room? Then it would pick up that signal and boost it for you.
If you have $80, yes, or I can talk to our internet provider and see if they will provide one, because they are supposed to provide full coverage to the home. So I have
those are $80
on Amazon. Yeah, because we use a Eero system, and so an additional Eero extender is like $80.
I thought you were saying hello to me like an Asian person.
Eero
there.
Hey, I mean, I am wearing my Jack Burton fucking Pork Chop Express Extraordinaire t-shirt,
and I am wearing my Nevermore shirt and Warhol enjoyed Asian girls.
I can't tell what that is because I see just the top. Is it Dreaming or is it Garden of Grey? No, it's Dreaming. No, it is Poison God Machine.
Poison God Machine, yeah.
Do I have a long sleeve of that, or do I just have a short? I think I just have a short sleeve of that.
I think you might have a long sleeve version of a different shirt. I
have several Nevermore long sleeves, but I can't recall if that's one of them.
In memory, is that a long sleeve?
No, I don't know. I don't have an in memory shirt at all. My Grail, though, if I can track one down, I've been looking for many years.
Oh, Garden of Grey?
No, I don't have a Garden of Grey shirt either. This lady on the Nevermore board, whose husband was their like TM or their manager or something or another for several years in the early days, she had a Garden of Grey shirt that she was trying to sell, and she wanted like $250 for it. She said she'd give it to me for $175. I mean, it was mint. It had never been worn, but I just didn't have the money for it. I think she's still trying to sell it, but no, my Grail, if I can track one down, is a long sleeve 7 Tongues of God shirt, because it's got the heads going down the sleeves, and it's fucking badass. I've got a short sleeve, but I don't have a long sleeve.
I'm trying to remember how much I paid for my Garden of Grey shirt.
Now what she's asking is reasonable. I just don't have it. Yeah. Especially since I've been trying to hoard money for Europe, and then I see something that's like, ooh, piece of candy, and I buy it.
That's how
like,
it goes every single time.
well, like I dumped fucking $100 earlier on this printer and some paper so that I could scan in all this shit that I got from Russ. But we'll go over that in a few moments. So yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. We've just been busy. Will gets womanly headaches and can't record. And then
The last thing I want is to have headphones on when I have a headache. I don't want any part of that shit.
all right, let's get into some fucking voodoo black magic here. Are you familiar with the concept of acupressure? Not acupuncture, acupressure.
Yeah, you push on the whatever places.
Yes. I bought for $20 on Amazon. It might be the greatest $20 I've ever spent. An acupressure mat and pillow that it's the bed of nails concept.
That's a great Alice Cooper song.
This one is long enough to go from about my waist up to the top of my shoulders.
Braggart.
And it comes with a little pillow, but it's covered in like 6,000 extremely sharp little spikes. And you lay on it, and it hurts like a motherfucker for 5 to 8 minutes. And then after
you die. After that, you are in the afterlife.
No, after that, it's like that certain point in a tattoo between when it hurts like a motherfucker at the beginning and then when you get too far in the process where it starts to hurt like a motherfucker again, where it's that kind of state of euphoria that you have. It causes acute inflammation. So blood's rushing to your back and fucking ass. Blood's
Just
rushing
acute
to your
inflammation
back.
you got there.
Blood's rushing to your back. And you get this just feeling of warmth and euphoria. And I was reading a ton of reviews. People were just like, yeah, I fell asleep on this thing 20 minutes in, just laying on it. I bought it. I've laid on it 2 or 3 times now because I just got it on Sunday. I wasn't able to last night, and I won't be able to tonight, most likely. But the long story short, they make a headband that's got the things on the inside, and you wrap it around your head, and it's apparently supposed to help a lot with headaches. And it's like $8 on Amazon.
I don't know if I want to be laying on some like fucking little pins or anything.
You don't lay on it. It's a headband that you put on.
Oh yeah,
you fucking stand there without your goddamn pants on and jerk off with it. As far as I fucking care.
All right, Jigsaw Killer.
But yeah, so
it's time to play a game. You have a headache.
It's time to play the game. Did I send you that video earlier of that fucking guy? There's this black guy that does like reaction videos to various things that are fucking hilarious, and he does all sorts of shit, like not even just music. But just this, I'm sure you've seen his face. He does a lot of these, but there's one where he's
angry guy.
No, he's not angry at all. He's just this fat, happy black guy that's funny as fuck. And he watches Triple H's entrance theme, The Game, as done by Motorhead. But instead of Lemmy's laugh, when Lemmy's like, after he says it's time to play the game, it's Beavis and Butthead's laugh. And it comes out of fucking nowhere, and he loses it.
Yeah, you might have sent that. Like I haven't really clicked on anything that anybody sent today.
Okay, yeah, it was today, so I may have sent it to you. I know I sent it to a couple people, but I saw it. I was just scrolling through something, and it's just like, reacts to The Game, Beavis and Butthead, and I'm like, wait, what? And then it does it. I was just like, holy fucking shit, that's hilarious. But yeah, maybe that would fucking potentially help with headaches, or maybe you could just go fuck yourself and suck it up, Charlie.
That'll work better. Maybe lay down on some train tracks. I'd rather lay down on train tracks than wrap spikes around my face like a BDSM Power Ranger.
If you lay down on train tracks, I'm gonna be the son of a bitch standing there with the fucking little pencil mustache and the top hat, making sure that you can't fucking leave.
Snidely Whiplash.
Yeah, that guy.
How dare you?
What's that even from? I remember it being a cartoon, but fuck if I can remember what it is.
Was that also part of Rocky and Bullwinkle? I know Boris and Natasha were.
I mean, it's that same animation style. Hold on.
Yeah.
Snidley.
Mouse.
Whiplash. What you
Whiplash.
looking up to?
Well, no.
Dun, 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 tick, 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 tick.
That's next weekend for me.
Dudley Do Right.
Ah, that's right. That is Dudley Do Right. Then
No,
they had to
Mike.
go.
Go ahead.
Didn't they make a fucking live action with Matthew Broderick?
Of Dudley Do Right?
Yeah.
No, that was
I
Inspector
think
Gadget.
then Dudley Do Right was Brendan Fraser?
That sounds familiar.
Like, for some reason, I'm thinking they made a Dudley Do Right
That
2 with
I
Matthew
think
Broderick.
you might be correct on that. I'd forgotten that completely that movie existed, and I was about to tell you you're out of your mind. And then you said Brendan Fraser, and I was like, no, I think he's actually onto something.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser. It's Fraser. Not like
Calm down, Nigel Crane.
Yeah. You know how to spell Nigel Crane, right? Just get rid of the EL.
What does that spell?
Yeah. Yeah, Brendan Fraser and Dudley Do Right.
See, boys and girls, that's what we call a callback.
Did they make? All right, so them making a Dudley Do Right 2. I think I made that part up. Although I could see Matthew Broderick playing Dudley Do Right. But
No,
you're Inspector Gadget, you're right.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was very ensconced in Inspector Gadget. And from what I remember, that movie wasn't fucking awful.
Or oh man, I'm gonna name the wrong one. It's a 50-50 shot. Hold on. All right, I think that's the right one.
Steve Carell is Get Smart.
No, right. Yeah, you're right. But they should make another Dudley Do Right, but cast. I'm flipping the coin. Jacques Rougeau as Dudley Do Right. Which one was
the Mountie?
What was Jacques the Mountie
yes.
Okay?
Yes. Jacques was the Mountie.
Good.
Yeah.
Which Rougeau is like the crazy guy in AEW?
PCR.
So that's Pierre.
Yeah.
All right. Both of them are fucking awesome. Anyway.
Yeah, so just fucking been busy. Will got a fucking headache real bad and couldn't record the other night. I got home a little later last night. I had some stuff going on and such. And then yeah, we just been kind of fucking busy, not able to really record. What'd you do this past Saturday? Oh, you had a comedy gig. That's right. That's why we couldn't do Saturday night. And then this Saturday you've got stuff going on. So yeah, this might be it. This might be it until next weekend. So
this was the wonderful lineup for that comedy show that I did on Saturday. On the far left, we have Thomas. He's a very funny local comic. He did it that long ago, and he's already fucking killing it. He doesn't include his last name, so he's like Cher.
Is his last name Fee Fi Fo Fum?
Yeah, he's fucking huge. And he's married to a woman from Chile. Chile, so he can get away with doing like Hispanic jokes. It's fucking hilarious. Not to ruin one of his jokes, but I just have to. Well, I'm crediting the joke to the guy that wrote it. So he said that he doesn't have a problem with minorities, and people claim that he's racist or whatever, but he's the complete opposite because he's making minorities since he has a kid with the South American wife. So he's funny.
I will remark that George shirt rules.
Oh, fuck yeah. Gino enjoyed it, and this next guy. So next to me, and by the way, what I'm wearing over the Otto and George shirt is a Killer Clowns from Outer Space button up.
As brought to you by, I would imagine, Middle of Beyond.
Middleofbeyond.com. Hell yeah.
I've got
Not a
lot of their
sponsor.
shit. I love their shit. I got an Iron Maiden fucking button or a Hawaiian. I've got a Rambo Hawaiian, Big Trouble in Little China Hawaiian. Dude, fucking
Sick.
middle of Beyond rules.
And in the middle there, we have Round Boy Jimmy Graham. Now, you're saying, why is he named Round Boy? He used to be over like fucking 400 pounds. He used to be a round boy. Then he lost a lot of weight. I gave him AIDS. And now
he's Oval Boy.
Oval Boy. Be sure to drink your Oval Boy. And so Jimmy might be a familiar name to wrestling fans because there was a roast of the Iron Sheik a bunch of years ago, and there was an incident that Jimmy was one of the panelists, and he proceeded to make an Owen Hart joke.
Be blind, Blair.
He made an Owen Hart joke, and a very, very drunk Scott Hall attacked him. So that made some headlines.
Is this the same night where Sheiky Baby got up and tried to fucking fight Brian Blair?
It might be. I'm not sure.
I
could imagine
that would have been a kayfabe. What's the name of the company that Sean has?
Kayfabe
commentaries or
no? Shit, I'm not sure
because he did he presented an Iron Sheik roast, and Iron Sheik like slapped the shit out of Brian Blair at the end of it. And it was funnier than fuck because Brian Blair got up to kick his ass, but everybody got in between them. But I don't remember Scott going nuts on anybody at that, but it very well could have happened. That roast is a goddamn blur. It's on YouTube, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yep. And then the next one over is the host of In Hot Water, Mr. Gino Bisconti.
Fucking in hot water for life like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And behind him is Keanu Thompson, his lovely wife. Very funny. Yeah, whatever. But that show was a good time. I hosted as per usual. I like hosting. It's fun. Plus I get more stage time technically than everybody else except for the headliner.
When you host AIDS, you get to give it to more people, so it's way more fun that way.
Yeah, host for many things, but that show was good. Yeah, this Saturday, I'm also busy at 11 a.m. Whatever fucking accent that was coming out of me. At 11 a.m., I have a photo op scheduled with the one, the only, Mr. Mel Gibson.
Melith Gibson.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. People are when Fan Expo announced that he would be at the show, the way commenters were acting it's like they booked Bill Cosby or a rapist or something, when the only thing he really did wrong was scream hilarious things into phones, into police body cam. I don't think they had body cam at the time. Like it was just the like the dashboard audio, wasn't it?
Yes. I'm trying to think.
Oh, can you imagine the body cam footage for that? That'll be great. But
I've got that completely mixed up. I'm thinking about the phone call.
Oh, to his daughter?
No, to the girl he was dating when he told her that he hoped that she got raped by a pack of
pack of bubble gum. Watermelon flavored.
Oh,
Bubble. Yeah, you're in prison. You'll get raped by Bubblicious.
Oh.
Yeah, good old Mel Gibson. He said some things about the Jews.
So hey, what? You know what? If Will can forgive him, then everybody can forgive him. Yay, Jews!
Yeah, but Gibson's going to be cool. I'm thinking about adding Christopher Lloyd to my Nobody poster.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why?
Like,
because then it's just going to turn it into an endeavor where you need to get everyone that you can possibly get on it.
it's not a big cast.
Fair enough. I suppose you're right.
Him, Michael Ironside.
Is Ironside even still alive?
Yeah, he does conventions.
I could have swore he died, but
Mm-mm.
yeah. But he, when I was thinking he died, it would have been before Nobody came out. So I guess that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, there really isn't that many people that like the wife.
He really is one of the
Really
great
is.
movie. He really is one of the great '80s movie villains. Ironsides.
Oh yeah, I'm like Christopher Lloyd. What the
No,
fuck?
no. Michael Ironsides.
Yeah, yeah.
That when you think like quintessential '80s movie villains, he's got to be in the top 5 easily.
And it's kind of surprising that he's even doing conventions. Like he's not a gigantic name, but he's just the type of dude where you're like, he wants to be in public.
But you know what? There's plenty of fucking old school cheesy '80s fucking action movie guys like me that would absolutely spend fucking $50 to get a picture with Michael Ironsides or something.
Sure. Absolutely.
So, anybody else you're seeing there other than Gibson and possibly Lloyd?
No. I was thinking about getting Parker Posey to sign my Best in Show DVD.
Such a great fucking movie.
But she canceled.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen. And I was also thinking about adding Walton Goggins to my Tarantino poster, but he canceled. So that saves me either the money I would spend or the mental anguish of not getting them. So it's good that they canceled. So the Gibson photo's already paid for. I'm splitting it with Mike. And yeah, the Christopher Lloyd, it's up in the air. I mean, I don't need to add him to it, but he's a fucking badass in it. It's like, why wouldn't you?
What Tarantino movie is Goggins in? Why am I not fucking remembering?
He's in fucking whatchamacallit? Snow movie.
Hateful Eight?
Yeah, isn't he?
Who's in Hateful Eight? Sam Jackson, fucking Christoph Waltz, Kurt Russell, what's her face whose name escapes me?
Django Unchained.
He's in Django Unchained?
Yeah, he's one of DiCaprio's henchmen, so says Google AI.
Okay. I can believe that. He's not immediately standing out, but it's also been a while since I've seen that or Hateful Eight, so I was open to either one of them. But I need to go back and watch a lot of because I would say Tarantino is my favorite director.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen a lot of his movies a number of times. Like, I mean, I've seen Pulp Fiction a billion fucking times. I can quote that fucking movie verbatim almost.
Like Goggins is like the main dude in Hateful Eight.
Yeah, it's been. I may have actually only seen Hateful Eight the one time, maybe twice.
I mean, it is a long movie.
I went and saw it at the theater when they were doing like the traveling roadshow thing. You know, Tarantino wasn't there, but they were still sending it around the extended cut and such. So,
which booklet did you get?
You know, I don't remember, and I don't fucking know where it is. I have it. I just don't know where. If I had a guess as to where it was, I'd jump up and grab it. It might be in my crate over there that's got some 12-inch
You sleep in a crate?
No, I've got a crate over there that's got some 7 and 10-inch records in it, as well as some concert programs and a couple other things, and it's about the size of a concert program, so it may be in there. I can't think of where else I would have it, and it's not worth my jumping up to look.
that is pretty much the same category too. Like it's a program for
Yeah.
the thing you're at.
Yeah, but I can't recall which one it is. I remember it's brown. I mean, it looks like leather,
Yep.
but the substance of it, other than being centered around the movie, I can't recall.
Fair.
But I remember fucking loving it. Like a great fucking movie. But I want to say I've seen it. I've definitely seen it that one time. I think I've seen it again at home, and that might be it. Whereas I've seen Reservoir Dogs probably 5 or 6 times. I've seen True Romance a few times. I've seen From Dusk Till Dawn 3 or 4 times. I've seen Pulp Fiction 50 fucking times. I've seen Jackie Brown 4 or 5 times. What am I missing? Kill Bill 1 and 2. I've seen each of them probably 3 or 4 times. Django, I think I've seen 2 or 3 times.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think that's only the once, and I need to change that.
Yeah.
Because that great fucking movie.
Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, I was getting to that one. Hateful Eight, like I said, once, maybe twice. Inglourious Bastards, I've probably seen half a dozen times. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one.
Inglourious Bastards.
No, I just said that.
Oh.
I just said I've seen that probably half a dozen times. Maybe I'm not. I said Jackie Brown. Kill Bill 1 and 2, Pulp Fiction. Oh, Death Proof. I've only seen Death Proof maybe twice.
So the first time I saw Death Proof was in the theater. I wasn't a huge fan of it because it was when they again, another Tarantino Roadshow moment, when they played all of Grindhouse together.
Yep.
And the only
plus
problem
the cool ass trailers and stuff like Nazi Women of the SS and et cetera, et cetera.
So some theaters had, like, depending on which theater you went to, you got a different overall experience, because the one that I went to, Planet Terror, was first and then Death Proof.
I thought they were all like that.
Some of them had it flopped.
Oh wow, okay.
So the reason I didn't enjoy Death Proof as much was because, like, after the ending of Planet Terror, like, you got to go way back down for the normal Tarantino buildup of, like, oh, here's Kurt Russell, here's these dumb bitches, what's going to happen? So it took me so long to get into Death Proof. I didn't see it again until Blu-ray. And then watching it again, I finally appreciated what they did with it.
Yeah, the first time around, definitely Planet Terror was the best. But after I've seen them again and not at the same time, I honestly think I prefer Death Proof, because it's just Tarantino's crazy fucking dialogue in a fucking car the entire time, outside of the bar at the beginning. That's your goddamn set,
and it's something that can happen.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's based in reality, whereas Planet Terror, not so much.
My father just called, and I, for half a second, thought about hitting answer and putting it on speaker, but yeah, I decided not to. I'm usually the one to call him, not the other way around, but his voicemail is very quick and succinct because it comes up as text on the screen. It's just like, okay. Oh, I love you, I'll talk to you later. Like, okay, whatever. The world's not burning down, so you can wait.
Right. So there was a real possibility where we could get some really terrible breaking news in real time.
Yeah, hey, Will, I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to come watch Candlemas and My Dying Bride with you. I got to turn around and go back home.
Yeah.
That's how that call went.
Yep.
You don't have any flights out, do you? Oh man. That could have turned out better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Could have had a better way to tell me to not take you to the airport. I'll never forget that for as long as I live. I know you won't, but I certainly won't either.
Yeah, I mean,
my
I had to let you know that airport stuff was not going to be possible.
my pitch to Will on Saturday. I said, "Hey, buddy, since neither of us are going to be hanging out with our moms tomorrow, you want to record?" And you're like, "No, I got stuff going on." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh."
It would have been perfect. Yeah.
Speaking of people who fucking died, you got a
Oh.
pretty big one this week.
Wait,
Why don't
just
we
hit
let you
the
do
thing.
your little Reaper intro, and we'll talk about Legion of Skanks fucking killing people.
What celebrities dies is all that show. There's only one way to know. Will Bozart will tell you. So shut up and listen.
No.
Yeah, so apparently Sabu died.
Brought to you by Yo Kratom.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's done worse things.
Apparently he's done Kratom for years. Like that wasn't anything new.
So Wikipedia is funny because, like, I don't know if they pick and choose as to like who they include the like fucked up stories about, but I was very disappointed that there weren't like things about. So remember a couple, well, it has to be more than a couple because Jeannie was still alive. So there was an incident where like the police or a hotel manager or somebody discovered in his motel room like blood and feces smeared everywhere. And like
he shared a hotel room with Watane.
Yeah. And that's not mentioned on the Wikipedia. So I don't know what the problem is. So Sabu, in case anybody is unaware who he was, so there's a lot of things are saying he's 60, but apparently other documents, like court documents, said he was 61. Not really sure, but either way, 60 years old. Like 3-4 weeks ago, he had his retirement match.
No, he was very careful to say on Legion of Skanks that it was not his retirement match; it was his last match.
Well, his last match.
His last match until his next match is what he was implying.
And those plans are not moving forward, apparently.
I mean, I guess Undertaker could come out of retirement and they could have a casket match for real.
Oh, yeah, they open the casket. Oh, there's somebody in occupied.
If we're going to do that, they got to do that with Yoko.
Oh, my God. So you brought up Legion of Skanks. I think I made it halfway through that episode because who's that Asian lady?
Oh, fucking, I can't pronounce her name. She's funny as fuck. She's a comedian.
No.
Yeah, dude. She's she wasn't as great on that episode because Sabu wasn't giving it back to her.
No.
But she's been a guest on there before and she's fucking hilarious. It's like Zhao Ying Summers is her name or something another like that. She's funny.
That's close enough. I don't know. Like, she annoyed the hell out of me and I had to turn the episode off.
Oh, she's so funny. But I also find Cam Patterson hysterical.
Yeah, no.
So.
Maybe you just like brown people more than me.
She's hot. She's hot.
Cam Patterson?
I said she. Faggot.
Sounds like a superhero.
She faggot?
Yeah.
How does that work?
With the power to annoy the
With
shit
the
out of you.
power of Grey Muff.
Yeah,
Wait, if it's she faggot, is that he dyke?
maybe that's what they called trans people that like the gender that they transition to.
He dykes?
She of the SS? Electric Boogaloo? Electric Jig.
No! No!
They electrocute one of those. It's how they went to
Oh.
prisons.
God damn it, buddy. So yeah, fucking how many times did you meet Sabu over the years?
Once. I mean, I've seen him at a couple autograph conventions, but he was an intimidating, like New Jack. He was an intimidating guy.
I have a New Jack book, and he's the only person I've ever gotten a book from that he signed the goddamn cover.
He's a special individual.
Were you gonna tell him no? No, because he was gonna take that Sharpie and stab you in the fucking head with it. I don't care if it was a mail order book.
Plus, I mean, I definitely know that he wasn't like familiar with signed books, because I don't think
he wasn't familiar with
read
books.
too many. Exactly. I don't think he read too many regular unsigned versions of anything.
All right, so if you only met him the one time,
yeah.
How many times did you see him wrestle? Because you went to ECW shows back in the day, didn't you?
Yeah. Between ECW, 3PW, I think it was ISPW. I can't remember. There had to have been like at least 5.
Okay.
At least 5 times. Memories are fuzzy because it was a long, long time ago. But I wish I could have gotten to see him wrestle at WWF in person, because he was doing the same crazy shit for the small amount of time he was there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was less than a year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that like one night stand? And like maybe a few other things? Like I don't seem to recall
just a couple
very
others.
long at all. Yeah.
Nah. And there's also a match. I mean, I wasn't there, but I forgot it existed until it popped up on my YouTube recommendations today. But back in '98, there was a tag match: RVD and Sabu versus the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's where you and I kind of differ. Like I liked some ECW, and there's some ECW that I thought just went too far for the shock value of it. Like the outside of the ring,
Raven crucified.
Yeah, like the outside of the ring entertainment aspect of it, I was always fine with. It's just like, it's just Paul going fucking nuts and having a bunch of fucking psychos around him. But there was just, I'm not a death match guy. You know, if it's done in such a way where it makes sense psychologically, and it's not done too often due to just lazy booking, like we're gonna have a Texas street fight. Why? Because you fucking cut a promo on each other on a fucking Tuesday and you don't like each other? No, you have a Texas street fight when something truly heinous happens, and the only way to fucking solve the problem that you two have is in just a barbaric bloody battle. Not every...
You know what, Austin? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a 9/11 death match. 2 airplanes. You gotta climb the ladder and get the thermite paint.
Like, all the fucking barbed wire matches and the thumbtacks on the mat and all that stuff. No.
Didn't have that many.
I know. I'm talking about just in general in wrestling. All that stuff turns me off. Like, I don't care. Now,
I love it.
There are legendary, and God forbid I have to sit and watch somebody fucking smash somebody with a light tube. Fuck you.
Love that shit. Love
like,
it.
These guys are going out it's supposed to be simulated combat that's believable enough to take me out of it. They're not really legitimately trying to kill each other for a fucking hot dog and $20, but yet some of these guys are doing it for even less, and it's like,
Yeah.
why? You're not gonna have a career. You're just a psycho. And there are times where I think that it could potentially work, like the fucking, Terry Funk exploding ring death match in Japan. Like, all right, I can wrap my head around that because Terry Funk was a legitimate fucking wrestler who had a long storied career before that and would do things like that from time to time to prove that the old man has still got it. Like, that's a story I can buy into. But guys in a backyard where 5 people are sitting out there watching them and 4 of them are people that they rode with are smashing each other with fucking light tubes and fucking, forks and shit like that. It's just like, the Sheik had balls of fire. I can believe that. It was part of his gimmick. Fucking Abdullah fucking gouged people with fucking forks. That was his gimmick. He was a crazy fucking goddamn.
So far, you're just telling me that you only believe the gimmicks of the dirty Middle Easterners. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Abdullah and the Sheik.
But what I mean is they did it in such a way where it was believable,
Right.
and it could get heat. Whereas a lot of this other stuff, they're just doing it. Like I watched, I couldn't dare try to watch the full match. But the retirement match with him and fucking Jelly Nutella, it was fucking awful. I'm like, you're throwing a 60-year-old man, tangling him up in barbed wire and shit like that. Like, I'm not saying that it needs to be a clean in the ring catch wrestling bout. Like, by no stretch should it be that. That's not what Sabu was known for. But it's like they were trying to put a hat on a hat, as Cornette would say. And they were trying to cover up so many of Sabu's flaws because he was older and broken down and such. And it's just like, I legitimately think that Sabu could have gotten in there with a truly seasoned veteran, probably even of his day, and had a match that looked fairly brutal, but at the end of the day wasn't dangerous, wasn't cracking his fucking head open where he was bleeding out all over the pavement with the pool of blood under his head and stuff like that. It's like, that shit makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, these guys aren't legitimately supposed to be almost dying.
The last time I saw Sabu wrestle, it was in, I think, 2017.
Okay.
2017 sounds about right. The match was not good. He lost by a chair shot to the head with a plastic chair. It's a plastic chair. That's also the show where I got a picture with him. So that's the only picture, the only time I met him.
Yeah, was that pre or post chair shot?
It was before the show.
Okay.
Before the show. Mick Foley was there, Bret Hart was there, the BWO, Jimmy Snuka was alive.
All right, here's a perfect example. So I talk about not liking a lot of these quote unquote death matches or the real hardcore stuff. Hell in a Cell, Taker, Mankind.
Yeah.
One of the greatest matches of all time.
Sure.
It was organically done. Mick going through the cage was not scripted. That wasn't supposed to happen, but that added to the mystique of it. And, Mick every once in a while pulling out a bag of thumbtacks and fucking dumping them out on the ring or something or another. I can buy that and it not bother me because he's not doing it as a crutch. He's doing it as, we're going to give you a little something extra with this because it fits. Whereas I think a lot of these guys use some of this stuff as a crutch because they can't work otherwise.
Well, Foley, at least up to that point, using the name Mankind wasn't really known for being a really hardcore. It's the Cactus Jack character that was doing the death matches. Mankind didn't do that type of shit. Undertaker didn't do that shit. And was this before Ministry of Darkness? like before he started crucifying people.
When was Hell in a Cell? Hell in a Cell was
98?
98.
Yeah.
Ministry of Darkness would have been after that because I want to say Ministry of Darkness was like 99 or 2000 maybe, because that was about the time that Undertaker kind of jumped the shark. And then that was also around the time that they were just like, all right, this is kind of dumb. Taker had kind of taken the Taker gimmick as far as he was going to be able to. That's why he went American Badass, if I have my timeline correct. Because he himself said the Taker gimmick had run its course. He needed to do something else to protect the Taker gimmick so he could come back to it and still have the fans embrace it later on.
And like Taker wasn't known for like ladder matches or even regular cage matches. He was just doing his thing. He had casket matches, cactus matches. Yeah. That's Japan. They have cactus matches. Those are pretty cool. You would hate the shit out of them. Same thing with the piranha matches, where you have to there's a piranha tank in the middle of the ring, and the goal is to put your opponent in the piranha tank and put a plank of wood over the tank and lay down on it, so you essentially lock your opponent into the piranha tank.
And this is why Japanese wrestling is falling apart.
Hey.
And Noki's rolling in his grave right now, along with Giant Baba.
I love a good gnocchi.
Anyways.
But anyway, so they weren't known for doing crazy stunts like that.
Right.
So that's what made Hell in a Cell, I guess, as significant as it's become.
Sure.
But with that being said, man, I love light tubes.
Oh, God.
I used to go to CZW
why?
all the time.
What? Fuck that goddamn hepatitis-riddled fucking monkey.
Yeah. And I went to CZW.
Fucking rotten.
No, that's XPW.
They're all fucking PWs, as in fucking power wieners.
Pee-wee?
Yeah. Well, it is the Pee-wee wrestling leagues, because they're never going to be the big time. But yes, that'll work.
Pretty woman. No,
calm down, Roy Orbison.
A bunch of those guys came, they got popular in CZW. They wound up going to WWE. What the fuck was his name?
Fucking Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Moxley. He sucks. He's one of the worst wrestlers on the planet. I've never thought he was a good wrestler. Even when he was in WWE, I didn't think he was a good wrestler.
But he made it there.
Yeah, he made it there, and they completely fucking cut his legs off and wouldn't let him be who he used to be, because who he was sucked. As
Lieutenant Dan, you can't wrestle no more.
As evidence as to why no one gives a fuck about him in AEW right now, but yet he's still the champion because Tony Khan's a fucking coked out idiot. Allegedly. I don't need that billionaire eraser head trying to fucking sue me.
That'd be awesome.
Um,
on the Succulent Chinese podcast. Can we say the name of the podcast? Can't get bad press when they can't publish your name.
Well, in my fucking world, you don't have to play the tune because I don't have any new records to show. Although I will on the next episode. I will.
Oh yeah.
Brent likes records. He buys them all the time. He posts all the good ones. His Instagram you should find at Hell Brent for Leather.
We didn't get to play it last time, so I just wanted to listen to it.
No, I did.
Brent likes records. He buys them all the time. He posts all the good ones. His Instagram you should find at Hell Brent for Leather.
The shitty thing is I don't know how to remove that from the stage when you're doing it. I'm like, fuck. But no, I will have a oh, you know what? I did get it.
Brent likes records.
I forgot. I did get one. I will grab it.
Oh.
Brent likes records. He buys them all the time. He posts all the good ones. His Instagram you should find at Hell Brent for Leather.
That was perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Grab my headphones again real quick so that I can be heard and can hear you.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah, I got the new Interceptor, Metal Death, and this is a 1 of 5 test pressing that I got directly from the label.
Nice.
$35.
Not bad.
So, they sound like a mixture of definitely Venom, a little bit of Bathory, a little bit of Motorhead, a little bit of Midnight, and then like some southern.
Wait, which Midnight?
Oh, the Cleveland Blackened
Oh, all right.
thrash band, not Midnight from Crimson Glory.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of like southern South Carolina charm. I don't really know how else to put it because they're from Charleston.
That's not a genre. South
They're from
Carolina
Charleston.
charmcore.
With song titles such as Metal Death, Nachtkrieg, Confederate Cannibals, Fire, Cemetery Winds, Black Ritual, Beheaded, The Sword of Fire, Whiskey Night, Axe Warrior, Evil, and Outro to Southland.
Sure, man. Whatever makes them happy, I guess.
It's funny because on their page, some of your fucking soy boy retard metalhead guys are just like, oh, stop talking about the Confederacy in the South, man. Nazi band says what? And it's like, they're not Nazis at all, even kind of. So you're just mad because they have a song called Confederate Cannibals and they're from South Carolina? Fuck right off with that nonsense. How about that?
Well, are the lyrics pro or anti?
Neither. Like, I mean, the beginning of the album is Whistling Dixie.
Ah.
And they're from South Carolina, so maybe put 2 and 2 together. I don't know. Fucking maybe the South will rise again. Who fucking knows?
Right now it is.
But yeah, so I got that one this week. I've got a cool Judas Priest Defenders of the Faith promo poster from when that album came out in 84. It's 11 by 17, and it's like, the new album fucking out now on vinyl and cassette or whatever the fuck. That should be here Saturday, but the creme de la creme that I got.
That's French for cream of the cream.
Oh yes, the cream of the crop.
The cream rises to the top. Yeah.
The top of the mountaintop. Freak out, freak out, freak out.
I'm gonna be a mighty king, yeah. So enemies beware.
I told you that I was gonna get it, and then I told you I wasn't gonna get it, and then I got it. Pantera, power metal, still in the shrink, original fucking inner from the collection of one Mr. John Perez of Solitude Eternus. He said it was his last spare Pantera album that he had in his collection. And I was like, oh, I got to get it because it was way less than what it should have went for in that condition. Mm-hmm. Not quite half, but approaching it. I'm just like, all right, yeah, I'll find the fucking money. And that's never going to come up again.
The fun thing about that, not only do you have that record, but now you have the extra little tidbit of from the personal collection of John Perez. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so I sent you the message where I had mentioned you and you and I going to that and stuff. And he remembered that. And I was just like, actually, on second thought, you probably remember me. I'm the guy that had the Candlemass Doomology box set test pressing that you freaked out about and got the guys to sign it for me. And then I gave you the button for Old Country Buffet to give to Mape on my behalf. And he goes, I absolutely remember you. Mape loved the fuck out of that button and wore it everywhere.
Yeah.
So that made me fucking happy as shit to hear that. But yeah, so I got that from Perez. He actually added me on Facebook today, which was pretty cool. But yeah, so I got that, and I will show that on the next episode. That's the only record I have coming. I've got a signed Chris Caffrey record coming, but it doesn't come out for another few weeks. I
Hell
pre-ordered
yeah.
it.
That's a nice guy.
Chris rules. Like, I saw him at no, I didn't see him. I was talking to him through Instagram at Hell's Heroes when he was there with Oro.
I was
And
speaking
you
with
and I
him
had
through the
already
ether.
No, you and I had already went to the after show with Tanith.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
And Chris was on Instagram going, yeah, dude, sorry I missed you. If you would like to come back to the hotel, I'll sign whatever you want. Just let me know if you're coming down and I can come down to the lobby and meet you. And so I thought that was cool. I told him that I'd already left and we were at an after show and such, but that fucking classy. Like I've met him before in person at Prog Power and stuff, but Chris is just a cool dude. I got all the time in the world for Chris Caffrey. But yeah, he's got 20 years of Music Man, which is kind of a solo compilation that he's got coming out on vinyl. It'll be the first solo thing he's ever done that's come out on vinyl. And he was selling signed copies for $30. I'm in. Nice color vinyl, like this cool brown swirl. Like I was like, fuck yeah, that fucking rules. Nice. So I pre-ordered that like a month ago or a couple weeks ago or whenever it was.
And he signed the actual cover and not like a record-sized insert, right?
Yeah, no, the records are signed for sure. And then
the company Talk Shop Live, like they do a lot of pre-order things, and all those are 12 by 12 inserts that are signed, not the actual cover.
Yeah, they did that for Judas Priest, the re-release, remaster, remix of Rockarola from late last year. That came signed by 4 of the 5 guys, but yeah, and actually I didn't know about that one until after the fact, and they were going for $200, $300, $400. Now they're a decent bit cheaper. You can get it now for like 150, but I don't need it. I've got plenty of Priest autographs. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, Annihilator is finally re-releasing King of the Kill, Refresh the Demon on vinyl, of which I have my original copy of Refresh the Demon because I tracked it down again. I probably won't ever find my original copy of King of the Kill that was signed, but he's re-releasing King of the Kill, so I pre-ordered that. It doesn't come out till the end of June. As well as Remains, which is like the Annihilator meets 9 Inch Nails record. It came out like 96, 97, 98, somewhere around in there. Jeff was married at the time, and his wife was a big 9 Inch Nails fan, and that really influenced his songwriting. Like, he wrote that album and recorded that album in his bedroom.
She was probably like, I bet you can't sound like that. He was like, I bet you I can.
I don't know, but he recorded the entire album in his bedroom. It's programmed drums. Like, he didn't even use Randy Black on it. So
it sounds familiar.
But as much as I'm not a 9 Inch Nails fan, it's a great fucking album. I've always loved that album. And it seems like I'm one of the few, but that's coming out on vinyl for the very first time. So nice. I had to pre-order that too. And then I think that's it for records, hopefully. Yeah, it is as far as I know. But on the music end of things, so I talked about on the last episode how I've kind of taken over helping with doing Satan's socials and so on and so forth, and how I was extraordinarily angry about a package that had not shown up yet that I was waiting on, and it finally showed up. After
what's with you and having disappointing packages?
I don't know. Ask your mother.
Do you have a Ouija board?
No, get your keychain.
It's in the other room,
buddy. But it finally showed up. No worse for wear, and that makes me very happy. So this guy right here. That is the very first International Satan show February 23rd. I'm sorry, February 26th, 1983. And it is signed by Sean Taylor, Russ Tippins, Steve Ramsey, Graham English, which I'd gotten those signed in person in Chicago, but now also added Ian Swift, who was the singer at the time, who has not been in Satan since June 2nd, 1983 would have been his last performance with the band, because I also have a signed show flyer upstairs that he played on.
Is that fully signed now by
Yes.
everybody that played?
The only other person that I would ever consider having sign it is a guy named Ian Cleary, or Rexy, as he goes by as a nickname. He was their manager at the time. He's still very good friends with the band. I have met him, and I have a photo with him. He was on their last tour, not as their manager, but he went out just as friends and helped sell merch for them and such. Not on their last tour, I'm sorry, on their tour last year. And very
That's
nice
an
guy.
interesting. That's interesting. Getting the manager to sign the poster.
But I would have to make sure he was at the gig. I don't know. Go ahead.
Technically, if it wasn't for him, I mean, he helped get them on that show.
Yep.
So
for an example, just to add a little bit of gravitas to what I was going to say, here's this here. So this is newsletter, October 1983. Debut album, Caught in the Act. This is I'll say what this is, and then I'll say where it came from. So Satan have signed a recording contract with the Amsterdam-based company Roadrunner. The debut album, Caught in the Act, will be released at the end of this month. The track listing for the album is Into the Fire, Trial by Fire, Blades of Steel, No Turning Back, Broken Treaties, Break Free, Hunt You Down, The Ritual, Dark Side of Innocence, and Alone in the Dock. The album was mixed at Impulse Studio, which is part of the Neat Records in Wallsend, Newcastle upon Tyne, which is their hometown. I'm not sure about Wallsend, but Newcastle is where they're from. This organization is famous for its releases in the field of heavy metal. The initial distribution will cover UK, Holland, Germany, and Belgium. Break Free will be released on a 12-inch on a 12-inch single sometime during the spring of '84. I don't think that ever actually happened. 2 new songs have been recorded for the B-side. They are Pull the Trigger and a specially recorded song called The Dynamo, which was written for our dedicated fans in Eindhoven, Holland, due to that poster. Or the show that poster represents, because this is 7 months after that show. Dutch tour, autumn of '83. Satan will be playing several dates in Holland during November. The tour dates are as followed. Friday, 4th of November, venue to be confirmed. Friday, 5th of November, to be confirmed. Sunday, 6th of November, Gouda, near Rotterdam. Thursday, 10th of November, to be confirmed. Friday, 11th of November, Lutenburg. Saturday, 12th of November, Eindhoven at the Dynamo once again. And Sunday, 13th of November in Uli Cotton. We look forward to seeing all the Dutch headbangers again. Now, this tour that they're talking about winds up happening. I don't know if all 7 of those dates were played, but there were definitely a series of those dates. I have a bootleg from one of those shows. I think it may have been the 10th or the 11th, called Blitzkrieg Blitzkrieg in Holland. It is a bootleg vinyl. The band did not give their permission for it to be pressed and released, but it was anyways several years ago from, I believe, a company in Colombia made it. I did get the band to sign it because I have no shame. Have
you asked them if they have recordings of the early shows?
So this is where I'm getting at. So that recording was a crowd recording, not a soundboard recording, a crowd recording. And it's very poor quality. I paid like $120 for it on eBay because it never comes up. I honestly feel like I overpaid due to what it is, but it's cool to have it. Now, I believe it's the 11th or 12th is the live album that they put out before the Reformation called Live in the Act. That too was a bootleg. but they got the bootleg, got it cleaned up, and released it. So they did not record it. It was, I think, Live in the Act might be a soundboard recording, if I recall correctly, but the audience was mic'd. So it might not have been, it may have been just a very good crowd-sourced recording, but that was released. I know that at least Sean, when I was talking to him, because the Dynamo gig in February was his first gig with the band, and he had never heard that gig. So I may talk to the guy I got it from and see if it's okay if I share it with Sean, because I did promise him that I would not share the bootleg with anyone, because it's not widely available and he wants to keep it that way. But
there's one thing that this newsletter taught me, is that Satan never gave his dog a complete snack, because he only had broken treaties. Yep.
Wow. So a couple things about this. The address up here at the top: Satan, 22 Fulbrook Road, Kenton, Newcastle upon Tyne, NE3 3TQ, England. Telephone number, blah blah blah. That's Rex's address and phone number. That's back when he was managing the band. He wrote this newsletter and disseminated it. But another thing, so I've been acting kind of as like the unofficial archivist for the band, and I had kind of been putting some feelers out. I messaged Michael, who said he didn't think he had anything, but if he were to run across anything, he would let me know. I messaged Lou, never heard anything back. He did read it. We are friends on Facebook. He just didn't get back to me. I messaged Ian or Swifty through Gary Young, and he goes, mate, just knowing what I know of Swifty doesn't have anything. He doesn't own a single recording of any album he's ever been on. And I was like, part of that makes me sad, and part of that I admire, because he's just able to completely remove himself from it. Because, I mean, he's been on all the Avenger albums. He was on 2 Satan demos. So, yeah. But he seems like a cool guy, even if I've never been able to speak to him. So Russ told me a couple of weeks ago, he's like, hey, I'm going to send you a package. I found a couple of cool posters I think you might want, and such. Let me know if it's something you want. And I said, sure, fuck yeah, I'll take it. So yesterday I get home and there is a fucking package in the parcel locker outside, way more than just 2 little posters. So some of it was some cool press releases or bulletins from the band or whatever, such as this. Let's see, what else is there? Is this it? Oh no, I'm sorry, that's the one I just did. I hit remove, but I didn't hit remove from studio. Info sheet. So this is something that they disseminated to like Kerrang and Metal Hammer and such after Suspended Sentence was recorded. Information sheet for Satan. We've just finished work on the new Satan album and would appreciate it if you could include the following in your info section. The LP entitled Suspended Sentence was recorded at the Firehouse in North London with Roy Rowland, who also produced our recent mini album Into the Future. It's set for release in early May on the Steamhammer SPV label. The songs are Who Dies Wins, Avalanche of a Million Hearts, and Calculated Execution. Following the album's release, we will be playing live throughout Europe, concentrating on Germany in particular. No plans have been made for any UK appearances yet. As of yet, we'll inform you immediately when the dates are confirmed. Thank you for your attention. I do not know who wrote this. I don't know if it was Russ, if it was Rex, if it was fucking Bean. I don't know. Bean Graham. That's his nickname.
Now, if I were you, so you have that Satan logo that somebody in the band drew on there.
Mm-hmm.
I would get that turned into a little tattoo somewhere.
I have been thinking about getting a tattoo related, but I'm not sure what. I'm trying to figure out a way to incorporate Satan, Pariah, and Blind Fury all into something, because it's all the same band, different singer, of course. But I fucking love all three. So, but I thought that was fucking cool as shit. This right here is a fucking contract for live performance. The agreement, or this agreement, is between the group Satan, hereafter referred to as the band, and blank blank blank, hereafter referred to as the venue, for a performance of live music by the band at the venue. Date, blah blah blah. This band, the band hereby agrees to perform a concert of live music of a duration of no less than 1 hour at the venue and date above. The venue agrees to provide adequate PA sound system for the concert. The venue agrees to pay the sum of such and such pounds. Name and signature. I would presume that the sum or the percentage, it wouldn't be both. Some bands do both, but I would imagine in this case they would say, "Hey, we'll give you, £1,000 or £500 or whatever it was, or come, we'll give you 50% of the door." I don't know which, or if it would have been both. I'm not sure, but I've never seen a band have live contracts like just kind of printed up and saved, with the exception of just having a couple of things filled in. So I thought that was cool as shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I usually stumble upon contracts signed by actors and directors and stuff, and those are pretty cool because it tells you what they're from.
Right.
But yeah, band live contracts. I think that might have been the first one that I've seen.
Haven't there been some Chuck contracts on eBay and such? I know there's been like some canceled checks and such, but I want to say I've seen a contract or two.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know what his nephew's been
like. I
digging
think
up.
there was like a Ryder truck contract for like fucking using something for recording, or I forget what it was, but I want to say I saw that years ago.
It's
And then the last few things I'll share, and then we'll get out of here, unless Will has anything else, is among the pile of goodies that were sent to me, and there really is a lot. For instance, this is a show poster from Sunday, the 27th of August, 1989. This is Pariah in their hometown of Newcastle at a venue called the Riverside. Sunday, 27th of August. Doors open 7 p.m. Big drinks, beers, 65 pence a pint before 8:30 p.m. 50 pence before 8:30 to get in, I guess. £1 for a member, 150 GSTS after. I don't know what that means. Power metal hitmen Pariah are back promoting their ferocious new album, Blaze of Obscurity. A few words from the press. Blaze of Glory, 5Ks, Kerrang. Highlights? Well, there are too many to mention. 8 to 10 Raw, 85 to 100 Metal Forces. Metal at its very finest. Buy it. Paint it red. Say no more.
What year would that be?
1989.
Okay,
so not on Setlist FM. I already looked.
I just looked up the venue, and they were around from 85 to 99.
Oh,
that's an interesting,
cool.
Yeah.
And it's Pariah plus Damn. And when I looked them up earlier, oh fuck, where were they from? They don't exist anymore. They broke up not too long after that, had a short reformation, and broke up again. And their albums didn't have very good reviews on Metal Archives when I looked.
So you said there's no set list on setlist.fm, but is it listed?
No, I do not have a list of the set list. Now, I might be able to do some research and find it.
Oh, no. I mean, is the show listed? Because you can add a show without having the set list.
I don't think the show's listed.
Hey, do it. Add it.
I am not starting a new endeavor with Setlist. I don't even know that I have
All
a
right.
Setlist FM account.
Well, I can add it.
Okay, I will get with you about that. This
Yeah.
show, I believe, is on there. And I know it is because I saw the set list and it cracked me up because they played Key to Oblivion twice. Because the fans, as I was told, were so rabid that the band had to go back out and play an encore, and they had nothing prepared, so they played Key to Oblivion again,
That's
which
what happened.
rules because that's my favorite Satan song, and I've never seen them play it live.
That's what happened when I saw Blackfield live, the Steven Wilson thing.
Mm-hmm.
They only had the one album at the time, and so like they played everything, and they came out to do like their hit song "Pain" a second time, and then that's all they had.
That's hilarious. So this is a Dutch show. This is Friday, November 13th, 1987 at the Dutch word is I'm trying to get the orientation of it right. Stele trap. I'm not sure how you would say it. It translates to steel trap.
No shit.
And from the UK, Satan. This is the last show that Satan ever played as Satan before rebranding to Pariah, before they got back together for the reunion show at Wacken in 2008. So this was the last Satan show for 21 years.
And you said that was 87?
Yes. And this is on setlist.fm.
I was 6 months old.
There's a guy in the Netherlands that I'm going to meet up with when I'm there in September that was at that gig.
Wow.
And either he booted it or he knows someone that did, but he's going to give me a copy of it.
Sick.
Yeah. Both of those posters will be framed this weekend, as well as these 3 items right here. So it's 3 pages of the same document, but I'll share all 3. I might not read them all, but I will at least show what they are because they're fucking spectacular. It's one of the coolest pieces of music memorabilia I've ever seen. So, Sean, the drummer, he kept a very meticulous log of all of the shows that Satan played from his involvement with the band, starting in February 83 when he joined the band. That was his first show with the band, all the way through that Steel Trap show that I just showed on the 3rd page. You'll also see here at the Spectro in Newcastle, England, Thrust and Satan, November of 82. Sean was not a member of Satan at this point. He was a member of Thrust.
Huh. That's
So,
interesting.
Yeah, it says Satan, Blind Fury, and Pariah gigs from 82 to 88. 88 is not on here. It stopped in December of 87. And there are no Pariah shows on here. They are Satan the whole time. So you've got these various shows. So the next show, Dynamo, Eindhoven, Holland. That's my poster that's signed that's up on the wall. And then February of 83 in Holland, April of 83 in Newcastle, May of 83 in Newcastle, Girls' School in Satan. That's Beer Keller. That's the Dingwalls poster that I have upstairs. That's Swifty's last date with the show. Beer Keller was Dingwalls or vice versa. At one point, their name changed. So then you got Creeps in Carlisle, New Darnell in Newcastle, The Swan, Court in the Act comes out in August of 83. Starfighters and Satan at that Dingwalls / Beer Keller again. All these seem to be just Satan shows. And then Satan and Alan Robson. I'm not sure who that is. University in Durham in England. Looks to be December of 83. And then Tokyo Blade, Satan and Warlock. Earthquake 1984. It looks like a festival in April of 84. And then they did Douglas Head and Douglas at the Isle of Man 10 nights in June of 84. Jesus Christ. Then they changed their name to Blind Fury and put Out of Reach in September of 84. Played Royal Standard in November of 84. Vice, no, you know what? Royal Standard was September. They put out of Reach in November. And then Warlock and Satan. I can't see the bottom because of the banner, but it's fine. Warlock and Satan in 85. Warlock being Doro's band before she went out on her own. And then page 2 is let's see. Poor Norwich, England, 1985. No people at all. Pariah supported, so there must have been a second Pariah at a festival because they had not changed their name to Pariah yet. They were still Blind Fury at this point.
So they stole the name from that band?
No, I don't know, but there was a Blind Fury beforehand that they didn't take the name of. They used the name because Lou Taylor sang for both of them. Lou Taylor was in a band with, I believe, Kevin Hayborn of Angel Witch. If it wasn't Kevin, it was other members of Angel Witch.
What year was the movie?
Blind Fury, I want to say it's like 87 or 88, maybe. And then
89.
And then you've got I don't know what the G is there. There's whiteout over it, and I don't know what's under that. Dynamo again in June of 86. Royal Standard with Big Nick, no idea who that is. The Into the Future 12-inch comes out in August of 86. And then fucking Dynamo Festival 86 with Diano and Angel Witch. Fuck yeah. Saxon, clearly arranged. Although Saxon might be the name of a venue. Angel Witch and Satan in October of 86 at the Marquee in London. Looks like the same thing again, maybe for all of these dates down here through Holland. Suspended Sentence comes out in March of 87. Satan and Angel Witch, Satan and Mr. President, Satan and Ginseng. I can't tell what that says.
So I just looked up to see who Big Mick might be.
Big Nick.
Well, no, that's an M.
Oh, it is? Well,
Yep.
Let me look at the source document. Hold on, I have the actual one right here.
Yeah, there's a single, like.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It's just very small.
So since it says London, England, Big Nick is a live audio engineer. He's Metallica's guy.
So I wonder if he mixed the show for them or something. That would be pretty cool.
Since he started in 84 and the show was in July of 86, I'd say that was him.
Yeah, that's badass. And that was written in later with a black pen. No, it's not black pen. He just bared down on it more. It's just darker blue. And then Ginsling, that is what it says here. But then you get to Vienna, Austria, October and November of 87. They went out with Running Wild. They were support for Running Wild on a European tour. And then if you go to the third page here, the rest of the shows are all with Running Wild, with the exception of the very last one that says Exploder supporting. That's the Steel Trap show that I showed the poster for a moment ago, and that would have been the last Satan show until 2008.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like this shit's a fucking time machine, man. I fucking love it. But actually, well, I got rid of the document now. But so the press release that I showed for Court in the Act coming out, where they were going back to Holland in later in the year, and they were going to do those series of dates in November. And I said a couple of those were bootlegs, one that got turned into a bootleg record and one that got turned into an official record. Steve Ramsey actually did not play any of those dates on guitar. Their guitar tech, Gary, had to play because Sean, and I quote, well, no, I'm sorry. Let me set it up a little bit. Steve could not play those dates because he had three broken fingers on his dominant hand. And so he had apparently punched Andy Reid in the face, who's their former drummer, before Shawn. And I said, Shawn, why was Andy on the tour? Like, was he teching for you? What was going on? Why did he fucking punch Andy? Why was Andy there to be punched? And he goes, no, it happened back in London. I don't know what caused him to break his fingers on Reed's face other than the fact that he wanted to punch a Terminator. Reed is a big fucking bloke. I was like, oh, that's fucking tremendous. So, yeah, Steve actually did not play those shows. That was Gary.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, I got a lot more than this to come. I was trying to rifle through this real quick because there was an article, not an article, but an ad that I saw that referenced Metallica on it. And it was like something about Metallica liking them or something. And I'm trying to see what it was. I figured that might be something you might be interested in.
Yeah. So it's not this weekend where I see Metallica. It's next Friday and Sunday.
Here we go. Satan, Subterranea, Going Underground.
I saw they've got
Feted by James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich, NWO BHM Originals Satan proved too musically ambitious for their time. Now they're back to turn up the heat. Several of these articles are from 2014 when they got back together.
The thing with Metallica, they've always been a fan of new wave of British heavy metal. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they dip into it with their music, and then other times they dip out.
Well, dude, Lux Eterna could absolutely have been a Diamond Head song.
Yeah,
100%.
The thing with Metallica is, well, once they went NWO BHM, they stay NWO BHM for life.
You did all that for that?
Yes, I did. It was worth every second.
Bow, 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 wow. All right, buddy. Well, that's all I fucking got. You got anything else?
Nah, just that sweet ass NWO joke.
Yeah, I as I told you, and I've been kind of hashing this out, I'm gonna start a new podcast on my own called I think I'm gonna call it Cast in the Act. And it's gonna be primarily Satan related stuff because I've got so much to go through. I've befriended a bunch of people that have been fans of the band for many years, from the beginning through present day. All over the world. I've met quite a few Dutch guys that are huge into the band. Two guys that I've befriended out in San Francisco. My one buddy, Tony, who I got the poster from, who's told me all the cool fucking stories about knowing Metallica and them back in the day and all that stuff.
You mean the guy that was he the one that said don't get it signed, or was that somebody else?
Yeah. No, who legitimately broke his neck at an Exodus show because a crowd surfer stage dive and fell right on his fucking head and broke his neck.
Speaking of which, I'm seeing the new Final Destination tomorrow.
But the guy that I got the February 26, 83 bootleg from last week, he and Tony are like best friends. They've known each other for 45 fucking years. And I think I'm going to have them on as my first guests because they were there when the guys in fucking Exodus and so on and so forth were listening to Court in the Act and shitting themselves because of the guitar work on it and such. So I'm going to talk to those guys. I'm going to talk to some of the Dutch that I know. I'm going to try to talk to the band at times, different members. I certainly won't get everybody, and I certainly won't get everybody at once. And then maybe Jarvis, their manager. I'm going to try to talk to Trevor because Trevor fucking proclaims that they're his favorite band ever. So try to get Trevor on, talk to him, and see what I can get done there. I think it could be a lot of fucking fun.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
And you know enough about the band and every incarnation of them to be knowledgeable enough to do it.
I'm going to try. But actually, one thing I did forget before we get out of here, because it's not very long, it was something that you wanted me to show earlier from YouTube. Yeah. So I am going to bring up right here. I'm going to share this.
So Don Fry, for those of you unaware, is a UFC legend, one of the most badass guys who ever lived. And he has a new YouTube channel. And like right now, there's just 2 videos up. and they're both like man videos. We're manly men, and it's fucking hilarious because like he could be the spokesman for a cigar or whiskey company or something. Like you'll see. So this video was posted 2 days ago, and I enjoyed it enough to want to bring it to the podcast, and Brent hadn't seen it yet, so I think this will be a good time.
I've got all the love in the world for Don the Predator Fry. Have you still been watching UFCs and such?
I've slowed down. I haven't had time, but I've been thinking about watching more. I only got up to like 24 so far.
Yeah, so you're at least in his territory. Like he's fighting.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he came in around like 10 or 11, if I remember correctly. It was a little later, but not too much later. But yeah, I fucking love Don Fry.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what this is all about.
Don Fry speaks in Ford F-150. Not true. Don Fry speaks in Ford F-350. Every time Don Fry talks, a bald eagle is born. Damn right. Don Fry makes me proud for USA, and I ain't even American. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, he's reading comments from YouTube.
Yeah.
The only thing Chuck Norris is afraid of is Don Fry. True, but Chuck Norris is 80 years old, so you better be afraid of me. Don Fry sounds like he smokes dynamite. True, and it's good damn dynamite, too. Highly explosive. It actually is pure nitroglycerin. When Don Fry turned 18, his parents moved out. Actually, it was 17. Johnny Cash walked the line, but Don Fry drew it. That is true. Don Fry used whiskey instead of milk for his cereals. Bull. I don't eat cereal. I just drink whiskey. If you came home to find Don Fry in bed with your woman, you would tuck him in and fluff his pillows. You damn right you would. I'm Don Fry, and you're not. Subscribe. Learn how to be a man by watching me.
That's fucking great.
Hell yeah. I watched.
I'm trying to figure out what cigar he's smoking. It looks like an Upton, an H Upton. I'll have to look into it. I've never had any. Oh, I take that back. I may have had an H Upton years ago, but it looks like one of their labels.
I think so he has that podcast with Severin.
Yeah.
With the name Toxic Masculinity.
Yep.
And at some point somebody asked what cigars he smokes, and he mentioned them. So I'm gonna go back and try to find that episode, and I'll have that answer for everybody next week.
Oh,
whatever.
All right. Well, on that note, we're fucking an hour and a half in, and it's 10 o'clock my time. I need to go to work. You work tomorrow. You do too.
Yep.
I'm Don Fry, and you're not.
That's pretty good.
All right, buddy, play us out.
Oh. Hold on.
Between the internet kicking ass the whole time and fucking freezing up and such, and this is a goddamn throwaway episode, and I fucking love it.
Hold on. Where's the fucking... Go fuck yourselves, everybody.
Eating a meal, a succulent feast. This is my crime, oh what a beast. Why do you charge me for what I feel? Is it wrong to enjoy a Chinese meal? Now as I bid you my farewell, know this tale that I'm here to tell. Innocence stripped away so fast, a humble man's dreams at last.